Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's your favorite professor, Dr. T. So, I just wanted to show you a website, and this is for teachers or for parents or for students who just want to do a little bit more practice. This is an introduction to polynomials. So, I do this in my Algebra 2 class, and there's this website called Math Equals Love. So nowadays there's so many things and they cost so much. When you go to try to find a graphic organizer or some or whatever. But this is Sarah Carter's website, and I absolutely love her website. So I'm going to go over something that I went over with my students, and then she has a blog that like gives you the story about. Sometimes she creates things and she recreates things, but I'm going to go over naming polynomials. So let me go back one. If you look here, if you just search what you're looking for, and then she has the topics and the subjects pretty well organized. And so I'm actually, showing you some of the other activities that she has. I went over this with my students. Now, I didn't do the bottom part, but the reason why I'm just keeping it short to the intro is because I like to always connect algebra through multiple subjects. So I like to talk about describing functions a lot. Okay. I think that if you can describe functions, if you can recognize functions and almost tell a story in your head about those functions, then you can remember what they look like when you get to things like calculus or pre-calculus, trigonometry, and so forth. So in Algebra 1, we pretty much do the first and second, so the constant and linear. We do some quadratics, but not very heavily. And then when we get to Algebra 2, we are all in with polynomials. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think, and here we go. So I'm going to use one of my favorite graphic organizers, and it's called Naming Polynomials. So polynomials are named according to their degree and the number of terms. So if we have 0 degree, that would be the constant term. 1 degree, that would be a linear type of function. With 2, that would be quadratic. That would be a quadratic type of function. With 3, that would be cubic, a cubic type function. With to the 4th power would be quartic. We don't do a lot of functions like that in Algebra 2, but with 5, there would be quintic. And with anything greater than 6 would be nth degree. Sorry, I write kind of big. Okay, so for this other graphic organizer that I like from Math Equals Love, we're going to have the same type of degrees and the names, and then we'll have an example, and then we'll talk about the terms. What I like to do is make students aware that they need to look for the highest degree in their polynomial. So you identify the highest degree by looking at the largest exponent. And that exponent needs to be with a variable. With a variable. I write kind of big, so. Okay. So, for the 0 degree, which is a constant, we can use any number, okay? with the degree of 1. This is linear. And we could say 3x, or we could actually add or subtract something to it. For degree 2, this is quadratic. And we could just say x squared, or we can add or subtract something to it. For cubic, I'm just going to leave it as x squared, x cubed. And then to the 4th power, this is Quartic. We're just going to leave, I'm going to use a different variable, so z to the 4th, so that you know it doesn't matter. Quintic, we'll just say y to the 5th plus y to the 3rd, doesn't matter. We can even add a 1 or something to it. And then for the 6th degree, or higher, so I'll use an arrow for higher. So 6th degree or higher, degree. We could use anything, but we'll say, let's say x to the 7th plus x to the 6th plus x to the 5th, and so on. Okay? And then for the terms over here, you know you have a term when terms have a plus or minus. That's what that means, plus or minus in between them. Oops, it's an M. Okay, so one term is a monomial. Right, we could say for x, 2 terms is a binomial. And we could say, you could say anything, x squared plus 4. Trinomial. Let's say x squared plus 4x plus 4. Just keep it kind of consistent. And then anything that is 4 or plus is a polynomial. And we could say x to the 5th plus x to the 2nd plus x minus 2. Okay, so now it might be a little bit hard to see this, but this says -7 plus 3n squared. -7 plus 3n squared. So that is going to be, or sorry, 3n cubed. So this is -7 plus 3n to the 3rd power. It's not very easy to see, but this would be a cubic binomial. And then 5 would be just like here, was this constant. So that would be a constant monomial, right? Because it has 1 term. And then the last one would be a quartic. That's 3 terms, trinomial. So hopefully you understand what all of this means, or this helps you understand what it means a little bit better. And just make sure that you're always writing when you're doing anything that you're learning, especially in algebra. It will help you remember what you're doing. And as always, thank you for watching. See you next time.